after last game. And Faculty, they looked to start off strong, but then Ninjas in Pyjamas just started to claw away and snowball at their lead and just won the game.
Yeah, they really did. And it's a worrying sign for Faculty because, yes, they did 2-0 NIP when they were in the first round of this tournament. However, NIP had self-admittedly just gotten back from a visit to London off the flights. They were tired. They were not ready. They were not really heads in the game. Since then, they've pretty much been on a dominant run throughout, beating everyone they've played against. So, Speed were also on the receiving end, and they didn't fare particularly well. We'll see how Faculty can adapt and whether it's something they can manage to work in their next game that's coming up. Now, obviously, picks and bans. Lucian, Aurelia, Ziggs, Cassidin, Jax, Kale banned out, and we have the Lulu, Oriana, and then Lee Sin Locks.
Something interesting though about Faculty is they have, I think, 3 subs: Steelback, Kubu, and Kikis. So they're actually playing pretty well considering their subs. Like they're showing that they still have the good communication. The bans though, Lucian, Aurelia, Ziggs, Cassidin, Jackson, Kale, all pretty standard here. I'm learning more and more about the EU meta as I cast these games, and Aurelia, Kale,
we just
and
play
Jax,
we just play Aurelia.
Yeah, they just need to be banned away every game.
I mean, Kale is legitimately, I think, kind of overpowered at the moment.
Yeah, they're very overpowered from what I've seen, at least for Europe. Lulu gets picked up for Ninjas in Pyjamas, while Oriana Lee Sin for Faculty, then Rengar possibly for the jungle for Ko, as well as Thresh for Voidal.
Yeah, indeed, Rengar jungle, something we've been seeing more and more of late. Obviously, see it today when there were a couple of alternatives open. Could have gone Elise again, and that worked out pretty well for them in the end in the previous game, but not interested. We're going to be seeing Rengar. It does work quite well with the composition they've built up for themselves so far. Get the wild growth when Rengar initiates with his ultimate, jumps onto the back line, gets the knock up. A lot of CC, quite a tanky guy, difficult to kill, quite a bit of damage, and generally just is a bruiser, in short, with that stealth initiate.
Definitely a bruiser in that. But now looking possibly for the Nami and the Shyvana for Prodberry again. He's played it, I think, almost every game this tournament, if he didn't get Aurelia. Like, he literally just defaults the Shyvana, so a very comfort pick for him.
Why not? Very, very good champion.
Very good champion.
Does a lot of work for your team, because the thing people underestimate about Shyvana is that, yes, she's a very good team fighter, and yes, she has a solid laning phase, but the thing that she does better than a lot of bruisers is wave clear. She just pushes very, very quickly, and that enables her to farm up to her late game status very quickly, allows you to put better map pressure down, and hence be a big threat there. So, NIP now, hovering over their last 2 picks. We've got Twitch, and we've got Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate being locked.
Ooh.
Twitch still hovering and now locked.
Wow. Freeze had such a bad performance on Twitch the first day of this event, and then this tournament. And going back to it, I guess he feels confident now, but the mid Twisted Fate, I like that. I think Twisted Fate should be making a bit of a resurgence. He's actually really strong still. And Lichbane, he gets the movement speed. Just such a good champion. He can push down turrets so fast too. So he also puts that global pressure on with Destiny.
Yeah, Twisted Fate has definitely been seeing a resurgence. We've been seeing him more and more. People are still a little bit careful about what matchups they want to pick him into, but on the whole, he's been doing very well. And I've got to say, I didn't catch the first day's games where Freeze was playing Twitch and apparently not doing particularly well. But Freeze has historically been very, very good on Twitch. He was running it pretty much for the entirety of the 4.9 patch, whenever he could get it. So I'm not too surprised to see him jumping back to it now, even though it has been nerfed.
Yep, so if you're comfortable with it, why not? And the last pick is going to be Kog'Maw for Steelback.
That is a hell of a team fight composition Faculty have got there. They've got Shyvana for jumping into the back line with the Oriana ball. They've got great peel for a Kog'Maw from the PC from all of their champions, from Lee Sin as well. The only concern maybe here is whether they can get through their laning phase reliably, but Coldmore Nami, as we've seen yesterday actually, can sometimes beat out lanes you would not expect them to, but here comes the delay timer.
Yep, so we'll go into that quick commercial break, and then we come back, we'll have this game loaded up for you guys in the Rift. But before then, you can check out probuilds.net and check out what everybody is building from the professional side of the league, as well as you can check out Logitech gaming gear, headsets, mice, and keyboards, all for your pleasure, and go check those out. But with that, we'll go to a quick break, and we're back. Ninjas in Pyjamas versus N-Faculty Game 2 will be underway. Ninjas in Pyjamas. I'm Miguel, could be joining here at Spuddington as we're on to the Rift and ready to go. And we see a jungle Rengar coming out from Ko, as this may be the hidden trick up his sleeve. But last game, N-Faculty showed that they have good communication and good early game, but then Ninjas in Pyjamas just took it late and just won it up there.
Yep, they did. NIP very, very good at most of the things, I'll say that. I'd actually say that NIP had a couple of mishaps in that last game, but I think they're the kind of mishaps they're not that likely to repeat this time. Things like Ko being unsuccessful on sort of 5 or 6 ganks in a row. There were a couple of close calls with, you know, cocoons and whatnot then. Faculty know exactly where the power of evil is. And he is totally in range for a
Is it
bubble.
gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? They see him backing. Are they gonna go for it?
Surprised they didn't. I really am.
They're not gonna do it. Okay,
Thought it was
so
bait.
maybe they want to fight and contest for the red. If they do, they'll be 5v4. That wouldn't be too bad for them. I wanna see early fights. I love seeing early fights, but then again, like they can control the whole pace of the game, so they're very dangerous. So you gotta respect the players for not just just running in there and brawling.
It's definitely true that that's the case, but they, as you say, they know where Twisted Fate is, and okay, that's what they were going for here.
Okay, here we
They're
go.
gonna force NIP out.
Balls on Prawn Bear. Does he have burnout is the question. He hasn't leveled anything up just yet. Kikis has the Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike. They look to scout, and this red buff's gonna get started up. They might just try to counter it out here from the side of Nip. Gotta be very, very careful. They are 5v5 now. Power of Evil preps up a gold card. He's got it ready, but the red buff is still going down. They get the stun onto Kubu. Ko is actually trying to back out. He jumps in on the Kikis. He's by himself. He's got a flash through the wall. The red buff has still been going underway with this, though. They get it, and Kikis will not be denied a red buff, and Ko's gonna be a little bit behind, but they flash flare. They're gonna jump in on the Kikis now, try to take him out, get that red buff from the team. He gets the heal, but it's not enough as Freeze will pick up the kill. A double bubble is not enough to save his life. Kubu gonna get turned on here now as 2 flashes come in from N-Faculty's side, and Kikis has respawned. But we're gonna look to see if they chase on to steal back here. They get the flay, they get a bunch of damage, red buff taken away. Contaminate, not enough, double bubble again, but it's not enough, and first blood and red buff go over to Freeze.
Yeah, that's a bad sign there for the bot lane. because they are going to be ending up in a 2-on-2 right now. Both sides there, I suspect, were looking to try... So what I was expecting... Okay, and Faculty tried to force NIP out of their jungle there. That was very sensible of them. They knew they had the numbers advantage. But what they were not ready for was just the sheer amount of ward control NIP, because it meant that the Power of Evil could then approach safely and make it a 5-on-5 as they were not ready for that. They then ended up losing the fight, and now, of course, yes, as you say, they've lost the buff, they've lost the goal, they've lost the ability to set up a 2 versus 1 as well, which is most likely what they were looking for Cogmore. And that, all told, is going to make this early game really quite difficult for N Faculty.
Yeah, and Ko's looking to try to get a red buff for himself. He might have been paying with his life here. Kikis has a couple more seconds. Can he get the resonating strike? He does. And there it goes. He'll find a kill. He'll actually turn the power evil now. A red buff and blue buff, but meanwhile they find a death sentence up top on a mountain, force out his flash instantly, but he responds with the bubble. But no turret aggro onto Freeze, so he's going to be okay to keep on harassing. Has the poison taken away, but just eats the turret shot, doesn't matter.
That was nice though. That little invade there from Kikis has put him right back in. He's got double buffs now, so he's set to go. And setting a Rengar jungle behind is really bad news.
Death sentence, but bubble from Mountain was actually perfect there. They might actually be able to kill Freeze here. No! Steelback is going to get taken down by Voidal. The Thresh Express to take Freeze out of there. The auto attack was not enough! Oh no! Mountain is going to be able to survive with Voidal, and good job by Voidal to keep Freeze alive there.
That was rather unfortunate there, not being able to even get the kill on Nami, but good usage of the Lantern there, very good awareness by Voidal. It became a little bit obvious when Steelback just said, right, I'm just gonna hug you, Twitch. What Voidal then needed to set up for, but still, smart thinking to do that on the fly, and now Ko is top.
Alright, let's see if Ko can get it, but a nice bubble from Mountain. He's on point with these so far. He's gonna take a bunch of burst damage, and Voidal will finish him off, no problem. And that'll put it 3-1 in kills.
Yep, Kikis.
Now they're looking to go in at the Ko right now. Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. It looks like he has the heal from the Rage Passes. They slow him up a little bit with that Spittle, but they cannot get the kill. The peel from Voidal helping out so much to keep Ko alive. And nice attempt by Kikis, but just that heal from is the proper roar? The battle roar coming up with the full rage deck. So nice job by Ko to survive.
Yeah, indeed. Really, really good stuff there, because he was in a situation... Again, it's one of those times where he was pretty much just running away, but he did do a nice little bit of around there. Steelback was able to slow him down with just the very tip of the ooze that he has, but wasn't enough. Got out, survives, and now NIP have an even bigger advantage in this top lane now, because if we look at the gold difference and the item difference, double Dorans and a longsword on Freeze up against Cogmore, who has still only managed to buy boots.
Yeah, that kills, putting him so far behind. And we'll see it looks like we'll see... I want to say we're going to see the Blade of the Moon King rush from Freeze, but you never know. Could be some new stuff in the works for him if he wants to go like straight Yomus or something like that. But most likely it'll be that Blade of the Moon King, and then maybe he'll go for the Yomus Osway build like he did last game. It's always fun to see variations, especially with newer patches of what people want to do.
I would expect to see Freeze go Blade of the Ruin King into the Yomus here, because it's a really, really good synergy with the active on the Blade of the Ruin King. And it also means, of course, that it synergizes really, really well with the way Twitch's kit works. Getting that huge burst down enables you to get picks out. And it was a build that you already saw when Bloodthirster was incredibly strong. It can only have gotten proportionally stronger compared to the other options. So if we're seeing it on Lucian, we're probably going to be seeing it on Twitch.
Okay, so it looks like also there's going to be a Wriggles Lantern build for Ko, as he already picked up the Magic's Razor, so... A little bit of variation in the jungle builds this time around. No Elder Lizard or anything like that. Kubu and Power Evil just traded back out. Gold card, and it's fine. It's probably going to be a heavy farm lane until the junglers hit their 6. That's when we'll see Ko most likely just start using his ultimate to get into the lanes and just stealth on up and catch people by surprise.
Yep. Top lane, or bot lane actually at the moment, is also not going to be going anywhere fast. This is Shyvana Lulu, which we've seen a couple of times, and generally lasts until massive rotations from one side or the other.
They find Kikis, they get the bolo, they get the double bolo to root him up.
Blue card!
That's a blue card. They leap in, but they force the flash at least. And Ko establishing that Rengar dominance in the jungle and just forcing Kikis out of his own side.
Yep, no way he can contest this Wraith going down, and Kubu has to be very careful about this whole stun card thing, especially when he knows the enemy jungler is literally right on the other side of the wall. However, Ko is going to be spotted here. He's going top, and I don't really think we're going to be seeing a 2-on-2 dive.
A 3-on-2 could possibly happen, but diving this early, not recommended. And Brombear's taking a bunch of damage himself. He's gonna whimsy forward. Wild Growth comes in, stops the Dragon's Descent, but forces out the flash. And Gold Card in mid lane while the auto attacks come through with the wild cards. It's not gonna be enough to pick up the kill as he chuckles away on that potion. Maybe he can turn it around. Has Shockwave, but doesn't want to risk it. Kikis is there. Ball is out, but not gonna use that ultimate in now. Ko gonna make his presence known up top possibly as they dive in. Voidal gets the Descendants and the Flay. The Ignite goes in on top of that as well. There's the Rat-a-tat-tat coming in from Freeze. The Poison and Ignite were ticking down, but it's not gonna be enough as Mountain is able to ebb and flow through that. Brombear made his presence known up top and helped diverge that gank. They do see Voidal. They get the bubble. They're gonna go in here. No Dragon's Descent though, as it was stopped last time, and they can't catch up Voidal here. While Kubu in the mid side, gonna be forced back, while Power People as well, just flashing and ghosting away. Gonna escape from Kikis. But Brombear maybe looking to cut him off in that river, but just is he gonna be fast enough? The breath no does not connect. And he'll be able to get out just barely.
So, interestingly there, they did go for the 3-on-2 dive. Sort of. They were able to angle around and get the hook, which is kind of the crucial factor there, and they're still going for it.
Oh man, Descendants comes in, they missed the Bola though.
What the hell, surely?
They get the rooting. And Freeze gets the auto attacks and the Contaminate for the kill.
Apparently they did have the health, because they landed the root there, and, well, once you've gotten that, you can chain everything you want into it. Ko did just ult as well.
Alright, now he's going to look to dive in on Steelback, and gets in. And he has Bola, but not going to look for a dive here, just re-jumps back on out, using that little jump mechanic from the brush.
He lives. Steelback is A-okay with the situation. He's so happy, he's dancing. Is there such a thing as sarcastic dancing? Does that look like sarcastic dancing?
I'm not too sure. But Steelback might not be safe here. Voidal, he's going to look for it. Gets the auto attacks, pops the box, and Steelback without flash can't go anywhere. No heal either. He can just try to take down Freeze with him.
No
there's the ultimate. I mean, the passive, but forces out the flash. He lives, but Mountain now going to get initiated on as we're just trying to help his poor little Cogball. They jump back in, and with one more red card, bam! And the Descendants actually picks up the kill for Voidal. And Kikis is here now, too. They're funneling one by one. Sonic Wave versus Strike. Tempest Cripple picks up the kill. They look for a slower route on Tampa, but can't find it. He's looking at Freeze, possibly, but takes a pink ward instead. Going to get gold carded up. He hit level 6, too, but misses the Sonic Wave, so not going to go in. They find at least one kill, but they still lose 2 for 1.
Yeah, top lane is kind of hemorrhaging right now. There is well, where before it was a large gap, now there is a Grand Canyon-esque gap between the two AD carries at this point. We are talking 5 kill difference between them, so 2 deaths on Cogmore and 3 kills on Twitch, and about triple the CS as well. So that is a big deal. Cogmore does have a lot of damage built into his kit, but it's not going to be enough to make up for that, especially since Twitch is also a hyper carry. And you can see why they were trying to avoid the 2-on-2 lane. Unfortunately, because they of that single level 1 fight, as you said, they can dictate the pace of the game. They've been forced into this situation, and NIP have been punishing them again and again.
The punishing is real, so Nip looked to be on form from that first day where they had a little bit of a blunder going 0-2, but they're going in now. They're going to look to try to take out Mountain here. No flash, no exhaust, and with the Contaminate and the Rat-a-tat-tat, he goes down. As this tier 1 turret should follow suit, and it should be the first turret of the game going down up top here. They want to focus down, but Freeze wants the CS instead. Instead, Alex gets the first turret, and now they're jumping in on the Kubo inside of mid here. They find the root, they find the gold card, they just spray it on down at him, force out the flash. Kikis is there. Oh, 3,000 Elo Shockwave. They kick Power of Evil back, though.
You what?
The wild cards, he set him up for it. Kikis, you traitorous man. There's the Dragon's Descent coming through, but Wild Growth comes in from Alex, saving him for a little while. Could not get the gold card in time, and with that, it looks like Ko and Alex are able to get out of there.
That was a bizarre decision by Kubu to be that close up there, but oh well, he has made that decision, and Brombear losing his tower is partly because he had to TP up to the top lane to try and stop the hemorrhaging. He didn't even succeed in that fact, so NIP have built up so much ground now that this game is looking doomed at this point, and Fortunately, that also means our schedule for today is looking a little bit doomed, since I don't believe we're going to be able to run the second series if NIP win, which is 1-0 in the series, looking like it may well be a 2-0.
So, yeah, that'd be unfortunate, but it's okay. It'll be rescheduled, I think they said for the weekend or something like that, or maybe later today, if anything. But we'll find out, and we'll let everybody know when we do know. But other than that, Nip have a very nice dominating lead coming in towards this second game. Looking for the tier 2. They get a nice downtown death sentence. They're just going to dive in on the steal back here. They have the destiny to come in as well. They get the gold card. They're going to go to steal back. They kick Freeze to the lantern to pull himself out. And the Carapace comes in from Kog'Maw, but they find the cleanup kills actually. They make that a 3-for-1. Really well played by Faculty. That is some good signs of life for them. They do lose the turret up top, but getting those 3 kills definitely is a nice boost for them.
Hubris softens the earth beneath the feet of victory. That was just a dive they had absolutely no reason to make. They had decent odds of it working, I guess, but the risk-reward was just not there. That was high risk, low reward. Killing Kog'Maw again gets you nothing, or very little. Whereas, obviously, giving your opponents 3 kills on a platter is not ideal, especially when they can also pick up a dragon.
He's getting initiated on here. He has the ignite down onto Ko. He's trying to kite through it, but he cannot get it.
Wow.
Wow, Ko actually 1v1'd him.
Yep. Rengar is pretty strong at those 1v1s. Didn't actually spot that fight starting off, but that's just how it is right now. And Voidal around the mid lane. Got to be a little bit concerned though, because Prombear is scary.
Oh, nice little war jump to kick Power Fuel back into Prombear. They had the Lantern though, and Thresh Express counting that one out. A nice flay too from Voidal, just stopping Prombear's engage. Thresh, Voidal putting in work.
Voidal is an unusual support actually. He some times he is on and he is so on, and sometimes he just seems to lose it and not really know what he's about or where he is, because he gets caught an awful lot. But sometimes, like now, he's really just putting in a lot of work. And in fact, right now, moving towards the top lane, not going to be going for the gank on Steelback, though.
No. Look at the CS, though. The CS for Steelback right now, he's got 44 CS of 15 minutes. He is suffering very hard from the constant pressure he's received. Oh man, that's so rough to deal with, especially as a Kog'Maw. You need that late game farm, you need to keep up in the CS. But we'll see if he can bring it back later on. He's getting a little bit of room here. He's at the tier 2 at this point. They don't want to extend too far from Nip's side, so he can kind of rely on that. But he has his work cut out for him right now.
Yeah, hard times ensue. Ko, when you're fighting off against Kikis, but hard to kill Rengar in a hurry because of that battle roar, because of the resistance, because of the health gain.
Then he also has Regal's Lantern, so he's looking for the Feral Flare. There's Rat-a-tat-tat coming up top. There's the Contaminate flashing forward. He ends up picking up the kill. There's the Thresh Express back on out. And swift Rat-a-tat-tat kill coming in for Freeze.
Looking like they've regained their momentum almost immediately, NIP. Up until now, they were starting to suffer a little bit, but...
Ko ulted. He's looking right now. They're going to go to Kikis here. They missed the bolo. They missed the second one. The gold card falls through the flash and the war jump. But now Alex is going to get initiated by Prombear. They're going to chase down Kikis here. They flash up the wall. They both flash. Actually, he kicks him back over the wall. And Kikis should be down here. He's going to war jump away. Power Beaver going to chase after. And actually, it looks like the Lee Sin mobility will triumph. And he's going to make it back out. Wow, some fancy feet by Kikis.
I wonder if Ko is going to try and go for like the world's longest cutoff here, because Thresh is also angling to do that.
Nah, he got the war jump to lane. Noriana was there, but now Prombear going in onto Alex here, getting a bunch of damage on top of it. He's got the shield. Alex has wild growth, if anything, but he's just going to whimsy right on away. Pop a good lance, and Prombear.
Look at that trust. Ko completely ignored the fact that his team was in like being chased down, literally being chased down by a dragon. Like, nah.
They might get this flash ball. Oh, Shockwave misses again. Ooh. He leaps in onto Kubu, trying to juke away from this one. Gold card comes through, though, and Prombear chasing him down with the bird out. He's not stunned up, and Ko gets away. Holy cow, but now here comes Alex. He teleported behind. He's going to chase down Kubu and burst him down. Let's see if he can get the kill, though. Auto attack number 2. There's the heal coming in. They're trying to kite around as long as possible to get the heal from the ebb and flow from Mountain. Going huge. Tidal Wave's going to whiff. There's the slow coming in from the spittle. And another Thresh Express to pull out the Twisted Fate. And Kubu He kited that so well. They got the heal on him. They got the ebb and flow as well. Jeez.
For all that, though, top tower is unfortunately gonna not drop actually. Freeze values his own life more than killing the tower, which is understandable to an extent here. I believe he's also on a kill streak, but if it was me, I always die to kill towers. It's and it's worth.
It's always worth it. But now they're gonna get kicked out of Power Evil. He's gonna get sent back, but there's a Lantern again. Jesus.
Bye. This is why Thresh is a good character, you know, apart from all the other skills being amazing.
Floyd was like, hey, Power, stand over there. Let him kick you. I'm just gonna throw a Lantern. He's like, okay, wee, and just pulls himself back. Like, man, he just can't. He can't catch a break.
Yeah, I don't. I've got to be honest. NIP do not really seem to be taking this entirely seriously anymore. From Bear, you just get forced to Dragon's Descent away, and Freeze is just sitting here and AFK farming. So, regardless of what happens in this mid area, there's just always being this bleed out in top lane because Prombear is not able to deal with Lulu or to deal with Twitch. So as a result, they're just constantly being pressured up there or down there, wherever he is.
Mm-hmm. And no one can really contest Freeze right now either because Prombear, he gets kited. This is the Blade of the Rune King. He's going to get fully stacked up on that poison. Contaminate will pick up the kill if he can flash after it. It's not enough though, and he's going to actually go down here. As Kubu will find that kill, the poison taken away at Prombear isn't going to be enough. And Freeze getting a little too comfortable up there.
Yeah, I think that time though, it's not pure hubris as it was before. This time they are actually getting pressure advantages elsewhere. Because the big commitment from End Faculty is going to cost them damage on the bottom tower and the mid tower in total. And they've also set up for Ganky. I wonder if Kick is? No Lee Syndrome. Alex is baiting hard here.
Yep, he's playing with him, the mind games. No, he's not going to bite the Resonating Strike.
He baits so much, Alex. What? They set up. Basically, he just loves to pressure up and then predict that they're only going to send one person just to clear out the wave so they can get the kill with Ko. They have pretty good synergy between the two of them. His kick is going to catch him. No. Dragon's up there.
Yeah, Dragon's been up for a little while, actually. The teams really haven't been focusing on that as an objective. Nip has just been looking for kills and turrets, but maybe End Faculty are going to look to try to force this out once they get Steel back over there, because Freeze, he's kind of up top, so it'd be a 4v5.
That's true. Always got to be careful about 4v5s that involve a strong amount of kiting potential and pretty decent poke. Flip side of that, of course, though, is that if you do get caught, even though he's got no items to speak of, Cogmore can still hurt like a truck.
Alright, and Dragon. Oh, he's getting started. Here we go. It looks like will Ko be able to go in? No, he's not even near it, so they just give it over to End Faculty.
Yeah, no worries. Still a slightly odd decision by NIP. Their macro decision making really has kind of gone down the toilet since they've started winning really, really hard, but if they can get kills, it just doesn't matter.
Alright, and it looks like Alex is going to get the slow on to Kickus. He's going to burst him now for quite a bit of damage. They're going to go in, though. Wild Growth will counter it out. He's going to ward jump and get the kick and disengage towards his teammate. They have a good amount of AoE going in right now. Prombear comes in. There's a shockwave on a 1. Descendants connects, though, on the mountain, pulling him back in. But all of Nippy can back off. But Ko just leaping in, leading the charge. He has to flash back out after picking up the kill on a steal back, but the passive from Cogmo comes through and picks up a counter kill. Surprisingly, that's 1 for 1. Oh, never mind. Going to be 2 for 1 if Alex can catch him to Kickus here, which it looks like those boost mobility are going to give him a little bit of safety, but Destiny Gate comes through and gold card for the kill.
500 gold as well, so they do come out on top of the team fight, even though there was a 3-man shockwave on their backline. But that is a testament both to how good NIP are at team fighting and how far behind Cogmore is, because he wasn't able to capitalize on that. They got Shyvana in the backline as well, and Shyvana is doing okay. But it just wasn't enough to make them actually win the team fight. So, what do you do in that situation? If End Faculty with their super team fight composition cannot win a team fight where they get a good ult off, it's really looking bad.
Alright, so I think End Faculty have a good chance to come back. Like, Steelback has come back from being, at 30 CS. He's currently at 82 now. He's 100 down from Freeze, but, CS is only numbers and gold. Who needs that? He can just rely on his Bio-Arcane Barrage, if anything. Freeze has stealthed it up. He's looking to go in here as Voidal is kind of leading the charge against a two-man play, but there's no one else to follow up. Power Evo looks for a gold card, but got slowed up there by the slow from Kog'Maw. Ko is leading in as well with that ultimate on. Gets a double Q, but he's now stuck, and there's the Lantern again from Voidal.
Alright, well. Not actually getting a fight right there. Freeze moving forward. Got a red elixir. Got his Youmu's, got his Blade of the Ruined King, and going for Steelback.
and
he's going deep for it.
Freeze actually goes down. It'll be the kill over to Kikis. The poison's not enough to pick up Steelback as he used the heal. And a well played. Nice maneuvering. Kikis is on point with those. He's just had a little bit of unfortunate misplacements for the past few, but that one worked out pretty well.
That was interesting. Interesting. And I think the best word to describe it is, again, a bit silly. It's NIP not necessarily playing the way that we've seen them in the past, but they have good macro decision-making.
Nice shot, even Dissonance to come through. They might pick up the kill on Alex here. They flash forward.
Oh, wow.
Sonic Wave killed the ranged minion, so they won't be able to catch up down to Alex. Ko and Prombear going at it up top, but Prombear wants none of that.
I'm surprised Alex got away with that, but he did, and so they will be able to just take away this blue buff here, but the TP comes in.
I think they'll be able to back out just fine. Prombear's there, but not too much gap closing for him without the burnout up. He's got the Dragon's Descent, but they don't see how low Alex is, so they can't really close the distance onto him. And blue buff will be successfully thrown over to Kubu, so nice job to them to prevent them from stealing that.
Probably mentioned, by the way, that Kubu did actually say that although his name does have a sharp S in it, he wants it to be pronounced as Kubu. So, my linguistics be damned. It's Kubu. It's Kubu. Oh wait, was it Kubu?
No, it's
whatever. He's Kubu to me. You can only get one name change here.
Fubu?
So.
The clothing company?
Fubu? Fubu. Fish?
Well, I guess. Sure. Alright, so 2 minutes on Dragon. That'll be up relatively soon. And Faculty are holding. They're only 5,000, rough 5,000 go behind, give or take. And if they can get that objective, it'll be really helpful to them. They also have some good warding on the map, too. The Baron is warded up. They have most of their jungle warded, so can keep a good eye out for if Nip want to try to invade. And if in Faculty play it safe and play their cards right, they could look for a bit of an overextension from NIP and try to capitalize.
Alright, well, NIP are currently overextending, so they may have a good chance on Freeze right about now.
Oh boy, there's the goal. Oh, blue card was there, but it doesn't matter. He got blown up. Yeah.
That's both ways in that Prombear. It's actually not going to be going on Freeze. But I don't see why Kikis couldn't get him here.
Oh, they're going to go on a Freeze now here. They kick him into the wall, but he has the Youmu's and the red attack going. He's just standing up, but it's not enough. As Kikis will pick up the kill. And Freeze a little overextended himself. But they jump in. They get the wild growth. They're going to go in. Power Evil destroys Kubu. They're going to go to Mountain next. Tidal Wave comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Auto attack from Power Evil gets him a double kill. And that should be an inhibitor. Or an inhibitor turn at least.
Yeah, 5 and 2 Twisted Fate wildcards hitting most of the people there, and the Rengar jumping in with the wild growth to lock him down for it really does mean you tend to die pretty quick if you're very squishy, which both Orianna and Nami are at the moment. So, although they did lose their AD carry in the top lane, they did take advantage of the fact that they committed both of the tanky bruises up there and just bursted down everyone trying to defend the bottom in here. So, again, nice usage there by NIP. And we'll see if they continue the strategy of just push really hard everywhere, and every time they try and kill you, we'll take a tower somewhere else, or whether they just group up and try and siege that inhib that they now have open.
I feel like they're just gonna siege up the tier 2 in mid. Try to do that. They honestly, I think, could just leave Alex up top. He can do a Prombear at this point too. Prombear hasn't finished an item yet. He kind of has the second tier, the Spectre Cowl and the Cutlass still in his inventory, so wants to get either the Banshees or the Sunfire or his Blade of the Rune King as his main item, but he's kind of faltered a little bit, and even though he hasn't died, he's 0-0-4, he's doing a good job staying alive in these fights. It's still very, very rough for him to get the gold he needs for the items that he wants.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, he is doing better proportionally compared to where he was in the laning phase, where there was a a factor of 2 or 3 comparative to comparing the gold between the two AD carries, but he will start to scale up as time goes by, but I just don't think it's going to be enough at the moment. Then I'd be something very stupid.
It would take a big throw, but Ko's gonna go in. He's got the Yomos. They have Destiny as well activated. They see everybody on the map. Bolo does not connect. They're gonna go in. They're gonna look to focus Mountain here. They blow him up. He's still alive though. They get the command protect, but they blow up Power of Evil in response. So a good counter engage by Faculty.
Again, I have to question NIP's decision making there.
Whoa, Prombear's going on to Alex Ich now. He's got to be careful. Sonic Wave Resonating Strike comes in. Kikis is going on to Alex Ich. He's a solo right now. Ball does not connect with the dissonance. No Sonic Wave from Kikis to follow suit. And Faculty are holding.
They are, but again, it's just completely predicated on NIP doing silly things. I don't understand why they sort out a three-man versus four-man fight in the enemy jungle where they didn't have perfect ward coverage. I don't understand why Alex Ich stayed in when it was apparent that he was going to be collapsed upon because that fight in the jungle was over. It's just strange decisions, and it strikes me of arrogance. It tells me that NIP think, well, it doesn't really matter if we go a bit ham and, throw away some objectives here and there, but they have to be careful. If Faculty gets to the sort of equality point, their team fight is so phenomenally strong. I don't think NIP would even necessarily be able to win if they were on an equal footing.
We'll see. Prombear's going to get initiated on. He takes a bunch of damage for that. Freeze did use the Yomus. He didn't use Rat-a-tat-tat as it was on cooldown, so Prombear able to escape with his life. It looks like Nip are kind of posturing towards pushing mid, / if they want to go for Baron, they can try to force that out. But Ko has his ultimate. He gets stealth in, which it looks like he is. He goes on a Kubo, but they flash away. They get the Wild Growth through it, though. They go on a Mountain. He actually McKells and heals himself up, but Freeze gets the kill. They try to pull in Kikis, but it's not enough, and that'll be the one for none. This time around, no one from Nip dies.
He's definitely, they're gonna try.
Looking for Kikis, but Ko's like, I just want to finish off this golem and heal up a little bit. And Kikis just backs on off, doesn't want to tussle with Rengar.
Yeah, it was Kikis that tried to go for that fight there against Rengar, but the moment he saw the heal, which was, doubling his health there,
Oh, nice little shockwave, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't any follow-up, and that's just going to be Kubu going down now. And Rat-a-tat-tat from outside the turret range as Freeze will find some free damage. The inhibitor respawns down bot, but it should fall very quickly. As they're actually looking for a kill and a steal back. They don't care about the turret, they heal up, but they have a huge shield there. Bubble comes in, get the shield from the Lantern, pull him out. Freeze finishes off the turret. Now looking at the inhibitors. Bot and mid open and ready for the taking. Nip looking to close this one out. Dissonance connects. They look to not go up and kick us though. He safeguards away, and actually they'll take the inhibitor and maybe just back out. Freeze is stealthed up. Looking possibly to go on a steal back. They get the gold card through. They have the heal and the McKells, everything to keep Steelback alive. They peel for him perfectly from the set of Faculty, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Ko jumps on in, gets the Wild Growth, going to slow everybody up, but he gets kicked for the disengage. They pull in Prombear with the Death Sentence, flaying him back. Ignite comes out, and Voidal will pick up the kill. As Gold Card connects on a Kubu, they will be cutting on back from side of Nip, and looking to just get 2 inhibitors and then maybe finally back out.
Yeah, that's most likely what they're going to do. They're sitting on a bit of gold right now. If they go for the finish, well, why not? They've been doing it all game. They may as well keep going a little bit aggressive.
All right. Not bad, not bad. Next turret's looking to fall here. Shockwave, connects. Ignite on top of it. Power Evil gets the shields, and he's actually able to stay alive. Tidal Wave comes in. He actually jukes it to stay alive again. Voidal is going to be the target here. He flashes away. He's able to get away. Dodging the Sonic Wave. All the Nexus turrets are down now. Just one more inhibitor up on top, and then I think Nip should be able to close it out.
Yeah, they should be able to now. If they really want to, they've got the vision to just take a Baron straight off. They can fight in Faculty if they choose to come and try and contest a Baron, so they don't even really need to worry about being interrupted. Even if they didn't have to have that level of control, they could still rely on the double super minion pressure, and Mountain's dead.
Yeah, Mountain's gonna go down here. The teleport comes in from Alex, and that should be them looking to push in, or maybe picking off Steel back to get the Wild Growth. They're gonna slow him up a little bit, but there's the Command Protect from Kubu. They might actually look to come in here. Dissonance, they're trying to pick up a kill on Alex, but he had the shield up just in time while Freeze gets caught out here by Kikis. He's gonna get kicked and Resonating Strike onto. Destiny comes through the follow-up. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike, Blade of the Rune King, and Dragon's Breath for the kill. Kubu goes down as well, and that's a 1 for 3. as Nip. They could just push down an end here. They should be able to. There's no Lich Bane on
Nexus
Powered Evil.
Towers.
Yeah, there's nothing for them to worry about to stop their push.
NIP don't believe in backing.
Yeah.
Goes against their religion.
They studied heavily in the school of just push hard and never stop.
Darien school.
Yeah, but that's gonna be it. Nip take it 2 over and in faculty, giving them revenge for the first day of the Solomid tournament.
Yep, looking like they're a lot more on form than they were in that first day. There is always the concern, because in that first day when they lost out, I thought, oh, that's a rather surprising result. I wasn't sure whether it was because